just showing off some of Zukov's little mess. A little mess that you made. Look at you. Look at you, you little mess maker. Look at you. Look at this little tail. Look at that tail. Do you care? Do you care that I mess with you? And I rode fast with you? And I have a last two? What a goof. He does not care that I just like fucks with him. But I'll never sacrifice our love. You count as ice. Funny enough, that song actually plays on my store radio. They have like a little rock station of the sorts that the store has on top of like a pop one and then like one other one. And I hear this song very frequently. On top of like, what else? The Who, like Never Get Fooled Again. That's honestly the biggest irony ever. Listening to that song while working at a corporate schlag. And there's very specific strategic cuts into the song to make it short, like their radio cut. So there's like, yeah, like, and I noticed at least for a radio cut, there's a little bit of a difference in the verses by them just like taking out one or two stanzas. Which, I don't know why. Even though it's not even that, like, politically antagonistic of a song. It really isn't. I mean, it's a very political song, but I find it funny how it's just like, oh, it's a little provocative because, you know, it talks about how, like, the system is basically the status quo and perpetrator of it, you know? New boss seems your boss, you know? Yeah. Yeah, no. Can't allow that. Dog of the Smelly House QMC. I ain't smelly. I ain't being smelly. Well, you know what? Actually, I probably am. Just because, I mean, I haven't gotten a chance to get this fucking work shirt washed because Tuesday I was planning on doing that. And then when I was called in, I'm like, well, better take it out of the fucking washing machine real quick. Get it back on. So, I probably am because this work shirt probably needs to be washed. But, you know, that's not my fucking problem. Yeah, it's like, we're supposed to technically have two work shirts, so when one needs to be washed, you have the other one, but they never gave me two. So I only got one, so should have gave me two, you know? So come on now. Sure I can, because, you know, I will happen to retail music come November. Oh, don't, please, don't even, no. Actually, like, it's actually not too terrible because they basically just add it in with the mix of all the other, like, stations or whatever. Or it's just like, hey, we're gonna play some of this Christmas music, but at the very least we'll have like an hour collectively of music in between all that to at least have people not lose their fucking brain. Which, oh, I forgot my lighter in my room. God damn it. Again. I got a spare lighter right here. Fuck it. Let's use one of my blue ones. So I guess at least, you know, for my shit ain't, like, terrible. But they definitely add more Christmas music than not. And that's fucking annoying. Let's see. What's happening for the tube today? Actually, I was checking out something from a song earlier. Checking out, like, some of the responses of, like, the Ukrainian war going on right now. Because the Crimean Bridge got bombed by Ukraine, and then fucking Putin was just like, no, thought this unacceptable for whatever reason, and decided to go like bomb Kiev a bunch of times and shit, which I suppose is not new. It's kind of same shit, different day on that front, I guess. But from what I understand, it's just like some of the there's actually been like a couple videos that came out of like those strikes that are actually kind of fucking crazy. Like that, I saw this. There was this like one chick who was talking about like one of the first ones that dropped, and while she's like recording her video and walking down the street, like you hear another one come overhead because there was like 3 or 4 of them, and then all of a sudden you just see this like red orange glow in the background, and then just like just like a and then boom, and then you just see this chick just duck, and then just like a red glaze go behind her with like random what used to be a building just flying overhead of her, and it's just like, what the fuck? That looks like some shit that'd be out of a fucking movie. Like some chick walking down the street, has like a missile strike practically right fucking next to her, just ducks, is basically untouched, and fucking just has like this ball of just explosion behind her. It's like, holy fuck. I mean, it's just like right place, bad timing, but like again, the right spot, because I mean, she looked fine all in all, outside of probably being traumatized. That a missile like quite literally blew up right next to her. Yeah. But also it just seems like there's just been more and more of this kind of continuing, just like, I mean, we've talked about it a little bit before a stream or two ago, but it's just like, there's just, every time I hear some shit about it, it's like, oh, some shit escalated. So, Ukraine blew up a bunch of shit. Oh, Russia retaliated. Oh, Russia blew up a bunch of shit. Ukraine retaliated. It's like, is there actually going to be a news piece about, hey, maybe at the very minimal, we could probably attempt a ceasefire or some shit? Or fucking, like, at the very least, some sort of proposal? Something? Because it just seems like at this rate, it's just like, both parties are not interested whatsoever in peace. It's bad enough when one isn't from the get-go, from Russia's side, but when both sides are pretty much, like, not interested in it anymore, that's a problem. I mean, that's why, at least for me, I've never, been, like, the biggest supporter of this, of, like, yeah, we gotta go out, help them out, blah, 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 like, at least, especially at this point. Maybe initially for like the first few months, yeah, like I can get, sending them some aid here and there. But I think they got more than enough. I think Ukraine can handle it on their own. We basically modernized their military from like a 1980s era like tech to fucking modern tech now. With like the reserve shit basically being the 80s, 90s tech now. Like, I mean, we just modernized the fuck out of their military at this rate. I mean, not the US specifically, but also like the UK, Turkey, with the Bayraktar drones, fucking Germany. France, I mean, it's just like, fuck. Like, half the West just, like, modernized Ukraine, and we still want to just give them shit at this point. It's like they're on a counteroffensive. Like, I think Ukraine's okay now. I mean, at least okay in a sense that, like, they can hold their own. I'll rephrase that. Like, I won't say they're, like, okay in a sense they're just going to be all hunky-dory and business as usual, obviously, but like, in a sense that they'll be able to hold their own and be fine. Like, and be able to resist and do the counteroffensive and push Russians back. Because they've been doing that even before we've absolutely modernized the shit out of their military. So, I mean, all in all, at this point, I'm not exactly concerned about Ukraine being lost. I think they can hold their own. Which at this point, at least in my mind, makes it a little more sinister that we just are continuously allowing this escalation to continue. Because if Ukraine has, like, a lot of edges at this point to where, they're on the one on that has, like, more influence on the side table for, attempt peace talk and shit, while the other side obviously don't give a fuck, that just creates more of a fucking pressure to against Putin and his loyalists. Because if there's yeah, and not so much of like justified excuses to continue escalating against Ukraine by saying we could just literally like bomb like half of Kiev or some shit because they took a bridge. You know, it's just like that's kind of part of the problem. But Ukraine's regretting giving up this whole Soviet nukes they had 30 years ago. Probably. That and, I mean, I don't necessarily think they're, you know, like, absolutely regretting that at this rate because, again, the West is, like, basically bolstering up their military every way till Sunday at this point, every fucking week. And essentially training them to a lot of extents as well. So chances are they're going to be able to have a very modernized, you know, military industry, and that includes even with potential nuclear weaponry. So I wouldn't be too surprised if it. AC workers having a call. Yeah, they do those every now and then. I listen into them occasionally. Oh, my stepdad is like a kid in a candy store. His bulletproof tactical vest just came in, and now he's busy showing mom his new toy. And also, I know holding that vest is heavier than I thought it would be. Solid enough. If you swung the plates at someone, you can knock them out. Oh, yeah. Like, my rig doesn't have the plates in them, so it's actually not heavy. But if I put legit plates in that thing, that rig that I have would be heavy. Like, because the rig itself, if you just had, like, the vest without the plates in it, it'd probably just be, like, a pound or two at most. Maybe 3 pounds, just because of all the other shit on it. But put those plates in there, you got yourself like a 20-something pound vest. You know, and you're gonna, like, have to hold that thing. But they're actually kind of, like, okay to wear. I mean, like, depending on the vest, you know, they could be pretty comfortable. Like, mine's actually not too uncomfortable. But also, there is, like, an element of LARPing where it's actually a good thing, because, like, when it comes to wearing tactical gear, because if you want it to be comfortable, you want to wear it. You want to be wearing them. So it's just like if you have a tactical vest and it's not exactly comfortable to wear, well, adjust it and just keep wearing it. So it'll break into your body, so then it's more comfortable to you. What the fuck? Oh, hold on. Ugh. Nasty. Oh. By the way, would you do an scenario comment before last? Oh, the boss. Bad news, y'all. The radio is broken, so we won't be getting in the usual Christmas music. Everyone signed and relief. But so I recorded my own covers of them. No! Oh my god. Dude, if, like, my fucking manager or some shit did that, or, like, the store director did that, no. Did that have to work?
No, I want to formulate your testicles.
Oh. Well, they've already... Well, I already did that this morning, sir. They have already been having a deadly fondles. Look at this little boy. Sees you, now he's just like, what are you doing? Let me join you.
I'm mad at you. You broke my box last night. Yeah.
He broke a box?
My box and my case came in.
Oh.
When I had that. My box that I was going to put the other ones in. Yeah.
Oh my god.
You need to quit fucking with my shit!
Oh my god, that fucking dog.
I'm gonna kill him.
Man.
Or I'm just gonna throw him outside and just leave him out there for a whole day.
Man, what a little
We'll
jerk.
bring you in the middle of the night when Daddy goes to bed, but we're gonna throw your ass outside all day. We're gonna do that while you do. We're just gonna get pissed off and just fucking throw him out there.
Look at you.
See how you survive.
He has a little doghouse out there, which, funny enough, he doesn't even like use. He has it out there, but I never see him go in it.
Shove his ass in there. I'm gonna figure out how to use it. Yeah, I'll be back.
Alright.
You going to work today?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll see you later.
Infinity $1 billion. What is else? What else is y'all? Deep in Cubs. This day sucks. Won't get better. Oh, well, yeah. Check out this article. Wait, what was this? Jury decision and what was it say? Jury decides conspiracy theorist Alex Jones should pay nearly $1 billion in damages to Sandy Hook families for his lies about the school massacre. $1 billion. Like good luck getting any of that out of that fucker. I mean, it's just like, do we really think he's gonna be paying any of that? Like Alex Jones is gonna be a motherfucker who's gonna avoid paying a fucking penny, or at least as much as he can. Just get Zukov a phone. Yeah, because a dog able to pick up a phone is totally gonna work. Because Zukov could totally do that. Yep. What else is going down for the news? What other real random things could we observe? So if you have a cat dialing 911, so maybe it would work. A cat. I mean, it's not like that cat knows what that is or what that means. Like, it's just because the owner probably trained that cat to press those buttons. I mean, I don't think the cat is aware that that is like an emergency line and all that shit. Like, animals are smart, but, you know, they're not, like, that cognitively aware about what we do. And what our, like, you know, norms and shit are. Boss is doing a stream, and it literally just says, I'm alive. I've never been more alive. What it's like someone say that Vosh died or something. It's like, no, I'm alive. Really? Is it seriously? It's a Fulton Wednesday. How's there nothing going on? And you know what? I'm bummed because Onion Nuggets normally starts around this time, but they changed their time and when they start. So alas, it's just like, no. It's my greatest strength. Fuck, like, I don't know. Probably, I mean, my intellect, probably? I don't fucking I mean, honestly, I don't know, like, what specifically would be that. I mean, I know I have strengths. But as for, like, specifically, or, like, the greatest one, fuck if I know. Are you willing to cut into the personal side and save the company some money? No. Why would I? Fuck that. Gross. Lame. Like, they could figure out how to save some money. If they want to, like, you know, take time out of my fucking day and not compensate me and because they want to save money, then, no, fuck them. They could go fuck off. It would have worked. Collins Zukov picks up. Hey, what are you doing right now, Bark? Oh, the neighbors? Wait, is that one lady, Bark? Good. I'm at the store. What do you think, Bark? What kind of cheese it's Bark? White cheddar, got it. Yeah, I mean, because I would totally be able to communicate with him like that. And also, Zukov is, you know, totally barks all the time like that. He doesn't really, like, bark randomly like that and shit. He usually just does it, like, once or twice. Speaking of which, where is he? Oh, there you are. He's just by the door, just sitting over there. I'm probably thinking my roommate's fucking gonna come back, and it's like, no, he's not. He ain't come back. Reddit needs to ban this subreddit r/public freakout. No! Fuck you, Vosh. and your little fan YouTube channel, Coconut Island, and your little sons of bitches. Like, no. Like, fucking public freakout's amazing. Get all sorts of shit on there that's like some gems. You teach them to swim. I'm very well aware of that. I am definitely well aware of that shit. I'm definitely thinking, you know, I'll probably just like take him to like a pond or like a little spot in the like in a you know, like river or something. And just kind of like, you know, get into like a pretty nice you know, like kind of like flat area that's pretty calm, and then just like kind of teach him from there. Because he definitely, you know, can, you know, get into the motions of swimming, because he tried. He was trying when he, you know, when he fell in. But all in all, you know, it's just like, poor baby. Definitely needs to learn a little bit. Little baby. Do you know there was a Matt Walsh subreddit? It got banned. How you falling again? We're on the dock by the river and shit, and and I was messing around with him a little bit and playing, and he was like kind of running back and forth, and he took a step back, which he didn't realize how close he was to the edge of the you know, dock, and then floop, just kind of slid in, and he tried to get up, but bloop, just kind of fell in further, and then he tried to like paddle his way back to the dock, but slowly was drifting away instead, and it's like, I mean, it's just all like, you know, unintentional, just accidental, like, oh, it wasn't seeing where he was stepping and slipped in. When he did that, I tried to go grab him, but he was like just out of my reach by the time I was leaning in to go try to pull him in, you know, into the dock again. So my friend, who already dived into the river, you know, I had to like take his shirt and pants I just put back on and go back into the river again just to go pick his ass up. But he's fine with it. He thought it was mad gains that night. Double dipping, midnight diving in a Willamette River in October. Like, to him, that was mad gains. Once literally walked off a dock, Bugs Bunny style, straight into water when I was in Boy Scouts. Basically, is what happened to Zukov. Speaking of seeing link in Discord, oh, with the dog saving the fawn. I wasn't watching where I was going, so I lost my original Game Boy. Ah, damn! You lost it in a river, or a lake. You lost it in a body of water. And honestly, I would not be surprised if that Game Boy is like still buried in that body of water. Probably underneath the soil now at this point, but nonetheless, it's still there. Whoa, early stream. Whoa, Monarch's here early. Whoa. Was it? Just doing a little wake bacon, all that shit before I do my work, grind, all that fun bullshit. Most likely it will be an archaeological find in 1,000 years. Yeah, probably. Or maybe sooner, depending on if that body of water dries up or not. What? Whoa. What in the Bruh, whoa. A face taken from a transplant donor before its transplantation to the recipient. That is fucking creepy. Okay. Thanks, YouTube. That's nice. That's not horrifying. Don't worry, it's sarcasm. I disagree with Kim Iverson about this particular case, which makes a fantastic point about showing effect defamation laws can have of free speech. I'm really glad she understands this. What? Huh? Such a dangerous precedent that one should be allowed to say that any event is fake, and should then be allowed to state the reasoning no matter how absurd, huh? Oh my god, it's just like a retweet of a retweet of a retweet. So what is this one? What's she yammering about? Oh, Alex Jones. Wait, so she's basically saying that, like, Alex Jones literally doing defamation and lying constantly for fucking years is making him pay for that shit is setting a dangerous precedent. Like, I'm pretty sure what Alex Jones was doing was setting a dangerous precedent. Which isn't actually a precedent being set. It's like it's always been a thing where you have, like, political and conspiratorial agitators, you know, enacting violence and shit. In short, she was arguing a lawsuit undermines free speech, which literally, no, it doesn't. One of my friends hit me up a while back, claiming he was addicted to weed and needed to eat some marijuana withdrawal. They share about it. Yeah, I mean, he has to pay $1 billion to shit. That's what Rose sent me with this tweet. Because Kim Iverson's like, if that's a dangerous precedent, to make us just pay that. It's like, people should be allowed to state their reasonings or opinions about things, no matter how absurd. Like, this basically is literally what she said. And it's like, it's like, okay. But also, like, marijuana withdrawal, like, I'm pretty sure that your buddy is probably just very emotionally, you know, attached to it because, like, they had weed as, like, kind of a chunk, you know, like a decent chunk of their, like, habitual lifestyle, and now they're just like, man, I really want to smoke something right now. $965 million across 15 plaintiffs. Which, honestly, I doubt he's going to be paying all that. Like, I mean, the sad case is that that motherfucker is going to do anything and everything under the sun to pay as little, if any of that, as possible. Because it's Alex Jones. But it's still nice to see. And he's still going to have to pay at least some of that shit, for sure. And he's not going to be able to get away with, you know, running away from that forever. Because obviously, you know, it's catching up to him now. But if that information lacked their evidence of gay murder victims' families harassed who deserve jail. Yeah, exactly. Hence why it's not exactly setting a precedent, you know, of, you know, like, challenging free speech, you know, to do this to Alex Jones. Because what Alex Jones is doing does not pertain to fucking free speech. You know, it's more pertaining towards, like, incitement of violence. And avocation of it. If it wasn't that high, he'd never be affected. Well, of course. It has to be a very high number, too, so he always has to, like, have, you know, some motherfuckers, you know, like, on his back and shit to make sure that, you know, that he pays up. See about InfoWars. I feel like we're just gonna see a little bit more of that still, for now. At least, you know, in the meantime. Because he's just gonna use that as a way to try to help pay off, you know, a lot of that, lawsuit shit. I mean, he's already did that after the first round. Where it's like, we need to help fight against these globalists who are trying to tackle me and against these trials and shit. So, you know, we're gonna make some sales, you know, to sell some of my products here in InfoWars, like some bone broth, my Vitality X. I'm not sure he's allowed to do that. Sell lies to pay for the very victims he's harassing. I mean, like I said, it's Alex Jones. He don't give a fuck. I definitely, you know, see that as something that, you know, is likely that he'll do. I mean, he's already kind of done that a little bit as it is. Oh, TJ's happy. He just simply responds with a heh. Heh. Alex Jones ordered to pay. That's not much responding. I guess Alex Jones better be selling more soy dietary supplements. Dude, also that fucking, like, Channel 5 News, Andrew Callahan interview that he did. That shit was just fucking crazy, dude. I will admit, like, this Alex Jones arc is pretty fucking awesome. It's a fucking banger. Just like everything that's happening with this Alex Jones arc, it's just a fucking banger. With him, with everything happening to him, it's just like, oh my goodness. If he has a way to pay damages, he'll have to liquidate. Which I think is in some part is why he will at least try to use InfoWars to pay some of it off, because that's a way to like sell off everything that is in his stock. You know, he will have mass sales on that shit to try to make a profit off of, and basically in a way liquidate it before they actually liquidate it. Because he knows like the actual products that would be liquidated that he sells will not be worth fucking shit. So he has to try to sell it to people, you know, before he liquidates everything else, so then he can at least get the most amount of, you know, InfoWars at that point. And he's going to try to keep it running and keep it going for as long as possible. So we'll still see InfoWars for a little bit, but at this point, it's now like only a matter of time before that fucking website goes down too. You know, just because it's unable to be kept up and maintained with. So, we'll see. Yeah. I mean, just knowing Alex Jones and knowing that he does have a pretty decent amount of wealth just because of his little InfoWars enterprise and shit. I mean, it'll still be a minute, but, you know, before he's, like, totally, like, just off of the air, you know, completely outside of maybe, you know, visiting other people's shit. On top of, like, you know, a few other things. You can sell InfoWars to Ben Shapiro. Imagine ignoring InfoWars with Ben Shapiro as a host. Oh, God. Oh, dude, no. I don't even think InfoWars fans would like that, because aren't they all about, like, those goddamn globalists? Those fucking globalists. Because that's basically their version of Jews. It's like those damn globalists, or, you know, Jews. It's like, that's pretty much like what Alex Jones, you know, uses instead of just saying Jews, basically. And that includes his fans as well. Which also, a lot of his fans just also blatantly would say, the Jews. So, if it was Ben Shapiro on there, oh my god. Like, I have a strong feeling there would be, like, some splits, there would be, like, some factional, like, rift going on. Alex could say Ben is one of the good Jews, Lamau. He's one of the good globalists. He's an anti-globalist globalist. Anti-globalist globalist. Oh my god. Alex to say Ben is one. No, Jordan Peterson said it, Ben. I feel like that would be more, like, I feel like that's more of a likelihood. Because then InfoWars will just transition to, like, we are basically the front line of the moral culture war. On the front lines, manning the guns. We will not be silenced, woke moralists. For it is an InfoWars. God. We'll see who cancels who, you sons of bitches. You woke moralists. Oh my god, dude. That woke moralist shit still gets me. I feel like Jordan's too busy being insane to effectively run a show. like Alex Jones and then fucking like Jordan Peterson. Like, both of them are insane, different flavors of it, and you're saying Jordan Peterson can't effectively run a show because he's insane? Look at Alex Jones. I think about that for a second. I feel like, actually, in a way, it'd run slightly better with Jordan Peterson, because at least he still has, like, some sort of a veneer of looking cohesive. Saying that in quotes, because he isn't. But hence the veneer of it. What are you barking about? What are you barking about? Alex Jones is so insane, but Alex doesn't have cognitive decline like Peterson. I don't even think Jordan Peterson doesn't like necessarily has like cognitive decline. I just think he legit fucked his brain up and became like just stunted in a way, and you know, brain damage. But that doesn't outright mean like cognitive decline where he's like slowly declining. I mean, he just got fucking, you know, brain damaged a little bit, and thus now we're kind of seeing that arc of him, which frankly, honestly, pre-coma Jordan Peterson was just so much fucking better. This arc of Jordan Peterson is just fucking insufferable. It is fucking insufferable. Which just makes the Jordan Peterson gauntlet that DFAT Friday is going to do at some point, that's just going to make it just that much more fucking, oh my god. I don't know how anyone's going to survive that. Briggy says something stupid again. When do they... I'd be shocked if they said something smart. You're responsible for your own health to a point, sure, but there's a lot of shit you can't control. You're responsible for your own health. It's like, I mean, sure, no shit, but, like, there's plethora of various different things that are out of your control, like, environmentally and genetically. So, it's just like, yeah, you can only do that to a point. That's also why we have things like healthcare to, you know, kind of help pick up, you know, what we're unable to control and shit. And also help alleviate issues that are out of our control. And help, you know, solve medical problems that are out of our control. It's just like, oh my fucking god. Fucking payphone. If anything, Jordan Peterson is now a poster child for don't abuse benzos and get put in a medical coma in Russia, kids. Yeah, he's basically just a poster child. It's like, don't get addicted to benzos and do so, you know, to cure yourself from that. You know, go into coma. Because also, like, fucking, like, being addicted to benzos, that isn't unheard of, but, like, going into a fucking coma to treat that is unheard of. Like, there are ways to treat benzo addictions, but a coma is not even close to being one of them. It's never, like, that's not an option a doctor would tell you to do. So, I don't know what the, like, basically it was just essentially, you know, Jordan Peterson, like, I don't want to deal with withdrawals and have to deal with the fact that I struggle with this, so I just want to be in a coma and just, like, hide away in my shell. Because I'm an insecure little bitch. That's basically what it was. It's just like, oh, I don't want to actually, like, deal with my fucking struggles, so let me just be knocked out for, like, a couple months and, you know, be cured that way. Just let my body slowly, you know, deal with it while it's asleep, essentially. It's just like, okay. Literally no motherfucker would ever tell you to do that. The foam and diabetes, dealing with drunk drivers, or just bad drivers in general. Yeah. Being exposed, you know, to different chemicals in the air, potentially. Because there's a fucking not very strongly regulated factory in your town. Some shit like that. You know, there's various different things when it comes to your health that are out of your control. I would tell Trump to do that and hope that he might not wake up. Do that for his Adderall addictions. That should be pretty fucking funny. Honestly, will we truly see a difference in him, though? Like, if he came out of that, like, Jordan Peterson, Would we truly see that much of a difference on him? Because, I mean, it's Trump. That dude's already fucking psycho. Everyone else, Internal things to ABC. Wait, what the hell? Someone made a video about the Minions, but in a Marxist analysis. Oh my fucking god! You gotta be kidding me. No, why? I'm not kidding, by the way. I'm looking at this right now. Why? Why did someone go for the effort to try? Like, what the fuck? And you know what's sad? I saw this in fucking theaters. Not by choice, but I did. I mean, it's like I don't know, it's like just a typical cash grab fucking animated, like, what, Pixar, Disney? I think it's Pixar, I don't know. Like, it's just like one of those typical fucking things, because all the wine mom Facebook Karens, you know, love the goddamn Minion memes. Like, who made you see it? I also had a chick I was kind of smitten with in high school a little bit. She was a year under me, and by 2015 I already graduated, but she was going into a senior year at that time. So, we were hanging out during the summer, and this movie just came out. So she was wanting to see a movie. She didn't say what yet, and and I'm just like, all right, let's do it. Why not? So we saw the movie, and I was just like, oh no. I went with it though. I mean, honestly, like, I will admit, like, the movie wasn't like fucking cringe, absolute garbage, horrible, but it was definitely just, I mean, there was nothing about it that was like good. It's just, I don't know. Typical, like I said, typical cash grab, fucking like, oh, something that wasn't even directly related to a franchise now basically, has a lot of capital value, so we're gonna make a bunch of money off it by making a cash grab movie off of it. Like, I kind of saw what it was when I saw it, and whatever. I mean, there was like a couple of points in the movie that actually where I'm like, okay, I got a little chuckle out of. But that's the thing. That's literally all you'll ever get out of it, is maybe like one or two little. That's it. Because at least, when I saw it like 7 years ago, that's how I was. Honestly, by this point, I probably wouldn't even do that. At this point, I'd probably be like, I'd be struggling. Daily Smash. Not home base, but There's some advancements that are going on. Anytime I see Illumination is involved in production, I probably put it in a very special place. Just cycling. An office assistant. Oh, little kitty. What's this kitty doing? It's like, this is my paper now. This is my office work now, bitch. Aww. Cute little kitty. It's like my paper. It's mine. I'll watch anything for the Nookie. The Nookie, so you can take that cookie. Oh my god. I mean, yeah. It's like, I mean, like, at least like back there of her and shit, it was kind of like an off and on thing a little. Nothing like went home base totally, but there's some fun times. And some times so I'm just like, well, gotta sit for this for a minute. But like I said, though, I mean, it wasn't like it's just never gonna be like one of those movies where you're gonna be like, yeah, it's okay, I guess. It's like I said, I won't say it's like absolutely like just dead dastardly, just cringe, horrible, fucking, like, you want to, like, literally, like, end yourself. Like, you know, when you see it. I mean, you teeter near the edge of that, but it's, like, if you're really stoned or drunk or something like that, you could probably tolerate it. If anything, you might find it funny in ways that is unintentional. Just because you're seeing it for, you know, an intoxicated manner. But, you know, actually thinking about it, you know, like, the Minions movie would probably be better if I was, like, high and drunk as fuck. That actually probably would be kind of funny at that point. But I'd have to be drunk and high as fuck. A small affair of my ex's best friend right after we broke up in high school. Let's just say Van managed to smash in the back of her car, Lamau. Oh my god. All school property based. During school hours. Jesus Christ, you were a little savage in high school, weren't you? You have a lot of high school stories that just imply you were a fucking deviant little savage. Oh my god. Menace Venom. I know. High school Venom was a menace to all the high school girls in his high school time. Yeah, I wasn't, you know, anywhere like that at all, but there was at least, you know, a couple times where, you know, I had my little ventures. At least during high school and around that time, there was nothing in, like, full or anything like that. Like, I never, you know, got laid at that point yet. Because, like I said, it was around, like, 21s when that happened for me. So it was, like, a few years afterwards. But there was at least, you know, the occasional experience here and there a little bit prior to that, but not really too much. So I guess, you know, which I think, honestly, in a lot of ways probably helped not make me an incel, frankly. Because there was a point where I also was kind of teetering with that just before, like, you know, between, like, 19 to 20, 21-ish about, where I was kind of feeling that way. And I think just because I at least had some experience in the past, it kind of preluded me from being like, I'll never, ever, 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 you know, get laid, blah, blah, blah. You know, it was more like that. It wasn't like that more so than just like, man, it's never going to happen until I'm like 30 or something, man, or some shit like that. It was more like that more than anything, which obviously not true. Because, well, I mean, 9 years ahead of schedule with what my more pessimistic brain was thinking at like 19 or some shit. So, you know, it's, I think at least for me, I wasn't, you know, luckily at total risk for some shit like that. Which is why I think in my mind I tend to be very fucking critical of people who happen to be incels and shit. Because it's like, dude, it's like if I fucking, you know, was teetering on that edge and shit, and I was able to, and even then I don't really get that much sexual experience in the first place, you know, and from the get-go anyway, then anyone can, bro. Like, there's some people that are, like, ugly as sin that are, you know, able to get laid and being, like, married and have relationships that are happy and fruitful. So it's like, fuck, dude. All it takes is just a little self-reflection a little bit. And just ever so slightly of a personality change, even. I was almost in so, but then my buddy and dad hooked me up. My buddy was the first girlfriend my dad, my first screw buddy. Yeah, I've told it before, but it was, at least for me, one of my buddies, who legitimately kind of had a crush on me for a little bit, and he just, you know, obviously kind of knew my predicament, so kind of slowly warmed me up when it came to that type of shit. I appreciate dark humor, but Sandy Hook PTA be like,
Here comes the money. Money, money, dollar, dollar.
Okay, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know about this one. Not funny, bro. Deserve it though. Lol, yeah. Man, this one's some mixed feelings. This one, people are mixed about this one. I don't know, like, I thought you said it was Harley. Yeah, that's my friend. That's just what I was talking about. But yeah, you're like, I appreciate dark humor, but for me, I'm like, people are saying it's tone deaf but funny. Yeah, like I will say it's tone deaf, and yeah, it's some dark humor. But hey, you know, it's true though. It's funny. I mean, I find it funny. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit of some dark humor and shit, but hey, you know, that's, yeah, it's whatever. I mean, like, it's like, honestly, I thought it was going to be something way worse. Like, that's actually, for some, like, tone-deaf dark humor, it's actually kind of benign. I mean, because, yeah, see, I'm sure they're going to be happy, you know, because, like, you know, but, yeah, obviously for the, you know, victims and their families, like, that isn't the, you know, end-all, be-all for them. But, I mean, hey, honestly, if I was in their shoes, I'd kind of, you know, there will be a part of me that would feel that way. It's like I'd still, you know, obviously, you know, considering the trauma of the event and shit, like you know, that's still going to affect you. But there's still, at least for me, and if I was in that experience, I feel this way a little bit, a little at least. You know, I mean, obviously everyone's different, but you know. Because, I mean, yeah, like, if you're, you know, on the mindset of, like, this guy literally ruined my fucking life, fuck this piece of shit, you know, I want to ruin him, yeah, you're going to want some of his assets. So, yeah, let it rain, baby. So, I don't know, I kind of like the meme. I understand why it might not necessarily be, like, funny to other people or tone deaf as fuck, which I actually kind of agree with the tone deaf part of it a little bit. Like, I can understand that, but I don't know. I kind of find it funny. To me, it's a little funny. And that's how higher ups of school districts tend to be out-of-touch bourgeois types. That's purposeful. And yes, because my high school is the same way. And especially our art department struggled immensely because of it. And the administration didn't back our band up, you know, when it came to being kicked out of Starlight Parade because we literally kept winning too much. Like, I partook of it, the Starlight Marching Band Parade for my freshman year, and they kicked us, we got first place, and then they kicked us out because we literally kept getting first, the school marching band literally kept getting first place, like, for fucking, like, I think 8 years in a row. Like, I mean, and they had the awards all set up and shit. Like, out of, like, all the times, at least with the band director that I had, with him being the director for the marching band, it was basically, like, there was only 2 times where we got second place, and then there's, like, 1 time where there was, like, some sort of, like, other award, but I forgot what it was called, and then pretty much the rest of them were first place. And, like, 5 of them were first, and, like, I think, like, at least 6 of them were first place for consecutively. And basically the judges and, like, the people that operate at least, like, the marching band elements of the parade when it came to, like, you know, doing the judging and all that shit, they basically collaborated to kick us the fuck out because we're too good. And the administrators of our school and school district did not back us up. They just let it happen. Because in a way that would help, you know, cut some of the funding to the art department to put into the sports department and shit. Because that was the bigger sell for them. I think it would work better if it was all the celebration, main partying and all that. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. But nonetheless, I mean, I don't know. I still kind of appreciate the meme. My high school was a rich kid school. Biggest drug problem wasn't meth, it was pills. Yeah, at my school it was either like lean, pills, or meth. Honestly, it was like my high school was a strong mix of like working class, poor folk, you know, family, children of immigrant families, or rich kids. Like, our school was pretty fucking mixed when it came to like class makeup, in a sense of like, you know, the classes. And because of that, there was, you know, kind of a strange blended diversity of it, especially when it came to partying and drug use. The rich kids would bring their pills. Some of them, you know, working-class poor kids would bring some lean and cough syrup and shit. You know, some other rich kids might, you know, take some liquor from their parents' fucking liquor cabinet. You know, sneak some of the more cheap shit that they're not going to care about. Shit like that. I mean, fuck. You know, honestly, like, off and on for high school, I remember every now and then a house having, like, 2 or 3 cop cars outside of it, and a few kids I recognized from high school as I'm, like, walking home from some shit or something like that, and I'm just like, oh, party busted. I just bring some weed. Oh, weed was definitely a thing, too. I mean, all the different shit was being used. Meth, weed, fucking pills, lean, you name it. Like, I mean, there was, you know, around here, because of, like, the different mixture of the class makeup around here, when it comes to, like, you know, having some rich kids, you know, some, you know, like, immigrant family, working class folks, and then, like, just, you know, poor working class folks, that have been here and shit. I mean, it's like, because of that, there's just, you know, ends up being a large different swath of various different, you know, substances being used because of that. Because depending on what wealth background you come from, you have access to different shit. Oops. Too few parties, so I'm not experiencing that. Yeah, me neither. But I've been to at least enough to know what they're about. But I'm not experienced enough to where I've been to these type of parties specifically, mainly because they don't really interest me. I've been to some fun parties and stuff, but ones that my friends usually do, which involves alcohol and weed. Usually nothing else. Being schoolmates has drawbacks. Venom was not very popular. Well, you were with the ladies, apparently. Anyway, here, what time is it now? About almost 2:30. Best probably get this fat little bowl loaded up. Well, it's alright, actually already loaded up, but smoked up. There's even writing about it to teachers. I might end up in a what? Wow, dude. Jesus. Man. Like, I was kind of like an outcast in school myself, but I don't even think I was, like, thought of to potentially be like that. Because of how bad the rich kids treated me and the other poors. So teachers were literally aware of, like, legit classes divides and just didn't give a fuck. Ay. Honestly, I mean, there were similarities, you know, with my high school, too. Usually, like, the more preppy, jock, rich kid types would fuck around with the kids who are more poor and shit. But honestly, that's not exactly unique. One usually has to deal with more struggle, life experience. The other ones got a silver spoon in their mouth. They don't care. They already got theirs. Same paper just made fun, sir. So you're saying it was all about the money? No, you dropped on his head. No, you dropped on his head as a baby fucking dolt. Yeah. I mean, it's, like, I think some people are going to be interpreting Kyle's meme as, like, oh, so it's just about money, huh? And it's like, no. It's just a funny, it's like, okay, people, it's a meme. It's a joke. Chill. You know, it's like, Kyle's literally going to have to fucking tweet that. It's like, my meme was a joke. Chill, y'all. No, like, he's just gonna fucking have to, like, straight up do that, man. Dude, fucking Twitter's ruthless. It's one good thing to be like, I think this is kind of in bad taste, and I personally don't find it funny, and just move on from it. But, like, oh my god, so, man, I just know, it's Twitter, like, I already know there's people who are just gonna be fucking stupid, you know, about it. Like, oh my god, it's just about the money, you know, to these people, huh? You distasteful piece of shit. It's like, what? You gotta be kidding me. It's a meme. Fuck. Anyway. Minimum wage isn't enough to stop fights, in my opinion. I agree with that. But speaking of minimum wage, gonna go deal with my minimum wage grind. I mean, I guess fair enough. It isn't minimum wage technically, but might as well be. All right. I'll be back on later tonight. All that fun, lovely shit. We can shoot more of the fun shit. So, peace out, and of course, see y'all in that next one.